Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that got quite a mixed handover from the Asian markets. This is amid China's industrial profits for January and February came out with a gain of more than 10% year on year, even though we did have a 2.3% fall for the whole of 2023. Locally, we did have the investors digesting the South African Reserve Bank's interest rate decision where they kept the interest rates steady. So looking at how the JSE has performed, we are seeing the all share climbing by over 0.4%. The financial 15 there with a gain of almost 1/3%. Industrial 25 leading there with a gain just shy of 1%, but backing that overall trend is the Resources 10 complex with a decline of almost 0.25%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the US. Of course, this week we have seen those markets pulling back from the record highs that we have seen over the past almost 2 months or so. We are seeing a mixed picture over there, of course, as investors wait to sift through comments from some Fed officials and also the PCE inflation data that is coming out on Friday. We do have the tech-heavy NASDAQ relatively flat, just 0.05% below that flat line. The S&P 500 with a gain there of more than 0.1%, and the Dow advancing almost 0.6%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the markets across the Atlantic. A mixed picture over there as well. We did have in company news H&M coming out with results, quarterly numbers. They're beating on analyst estimates on operating profit. The FTSE 100 declining 0.04%. The CAC 40 with a gain of almost 0.4%. And the DAX there climbing almost 2/3%. Let's take a look at the currency scene and start off with how the Rand is doing against some of the major currencies. A little bit of strength coming through to the Rand, standing just under 18 Rand 90 against the US dollar, at 23 Rand 85 against the pound, and at 20 Rand 44 against the euro. Let's check in on how the other currency pairs are doing, and we start off with the euro dollar standing at 1.08, pound dollar at 1.26, and the yen still quite weak against the US dollar, above 151 against that currency.